Nothing but love. I'm happy to be here. You know, I'm a humble man. I might be busy sometime, but I ain't that busy.
I see you be moving, you be doing a lot. So I want to get your artist story from the beginning and then go into your story of everything that you doing out there in Africa because you making some moves out there.
Okay. Okay, I'm with
Okay,
it.
so let's start with your beginning in the industry. Like, how did you first get your name going in the industry?
1992, June. I put out a tape called Put It on the Map, 6 songs. That was my beginning. And I ended up dropping another tape later on that year called Don't Stop Till We Major. And it featured RBL Posse. And we made a song called Frisco Niggas Ain't No Punks. And I think that was my first little big kickoff. That was November of 1992. And then the following year, I put out an album called Players in the Game with a song called Game Recognized Game in the Bay with Mac Mall. Then that expanded me even further. The following year,
So what made you
1990.
want to get into music?
Oh man, I love music. You know, I'm a fan of the rap game. I'm a fan of Run DMC. I'm a fan of LL Cool J. Watching them, NWA, Ice Cube. Then as time went on, DOC, Eazy-E, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, E40. I'm a fan of the music game. So um, a lot of young brothers, we love this rap shit so much, but I grew up as a rap baby though, just enjoying music. I'm a fan of the movie Crush Groove, Russell Simmons, the Fat Boys, the 80s,
And so when you got your start in the game, like, did anyone help you to, get in the game? Like, how did you transition into putting out that first?
I watched people and I studied watching people and I just copied that, Rapping Forte, Too Short. They would make cassette tapes and I just followed that. That's why I put out a cassette tape first. I was 17 years old. No, I was 8. No, I was 17. I was 17, turning 18. And, I was selling a little weed in the streets. I wasn't no big time dude or nothing, but I just took that money and got a couple more dollars from a few friends in the neighborhood to print up my copies of my tape, and I just started selling them, and that became my alternative to selling dope because I knew death in jail was waiting on me. So that was my real motivation. I didn't want to die.
So I know I met you in Atlanta, but where did you get started at in the game?
San Francisco, Fillmore District, Bay Area.
Okay. So you stayed out there for how long in the music industry before you started transitioning into other areas?
I stayed in the Bay Area. I'm from the Bay, so I lived there. I was born in 1973, so I'm old school. And my rap career started in 1992. I put out over 100 tapes before I left to go to Atlanta. That was in 2010. So.
Oh, wow. So hold up. Let me back it up. So before you moved to Atlanta, let's talk about, everything that happened in the Bay Area with your career. Some of the people you worked with, some of the memorable moments in your career.
Well, probably I would think the biggest thing, or I would say in 1994, I put out 10 albums. I'm the first person in the rap game to put out 10 projects. I'm a producer. I made the beats, but I'm a rap art. So I was a fan of Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Suge Knight. And I said, I'm going to be all three of them niggas in one. That was in 94.
Oh, okay.
So I put out my group album, the GLP, San Quinn, Demo the Youngster, Sep the Gaffler, Rich the Factor, myself, JT solo project. By 1995, I signed with Priority Records. I taught Master P how to do marketing. So Master P used the same blueprints that I use. We signed to Priority Records. I signed April 13th. He signed April 17th. I started something called compilations. So I started the compilation movement. Nobody was doing that, putting a bunch of rappers on one album. So I started that movement, and then it just blossomed. Master P followed in my footsteps and made West Coast Bad Boys with all the rappers from the Bay. And then that, signing with Priority Records in 95. But in 95 also, I joined the Nation, and it was the Million Man March. The Million Man March, Minister Farrakhan had said, black men, we out here dying, we killing, we got to make a statement in unity. We got to go to Washington so we can let the world know that the black man is still somebody important and don't sweep us under the rug. So by doing that, I lost a little favor with Priority Records because Ice Cube was with Minister Farrakhan, and they didn't want another Ice Cube, and I was going in Ice Cube footsteps. So I got blackballed. But getting blackballed just made me a master at being independent. So I just went back to putting my own stuff out myself. 1998, I did my first movie called Beware Those. Master P made his first movie, I'm Bout It. So while he was on a major level killing them, I was on the underground killing them. Okay. Then we go to 2000, 2001. I hooked up with Daz Dillinger after he got stuck on death row. I brought him to the Bay, and we did an album together. Then we did another album together, Long Beach to Fillmore and Game for Sale. When I did that with him, Juvenile fell out with Cash Money. So I went and hooked up with Juvenile, and I taught him the independent game, brought him to the Bay. At the time, I had a rapper named The Game, and he had a rapper named Young Buck. When Juvenile went back to New Orleans because Suge Knight was trying to sign him, he backed out the deal with Suge Knight and was like, he just gonna go back to New Orleans, and he left Young Buck out there with me, Skip and Wacko, his group from called the UTP.
Okay.
It was up, and then by doing that, that put me on the map. Me and Juvenile made an album, and my name just was ringing as you could go hook up with JT in the Bay, and JT know how to get independent money. So Minister Farrakhan had called another meeting in Los Angeles, February 14, 2002, and I discovered a rapper named The Game at that meeting. When I put The Game out, he ended up getting a deal with Dr. Dre. So that's 2003, okay?
Okay.
From there, I just continued to make projects from 2003 all the way up to 2010. But at that time, we lost Tupac in 96. But when we lost Tupac, it seemed like we lost a lot of power. Suge Knight went to jail. Death Row fell. The West Coast, we was struggling. When Master P went to the South, incorporating the game he got from me and E40 and, watching the Bay Area, he took it to the South and elevated the South. So I look at as God used me to make sure that he knew how to do that marketing. I didn't know the results of it because Master P wasn't looked at as one of our bosses, but he was, when he made the group compilation called West Coast Bad Boys, that definitely gave him legitimacy. It legitimized him more, but due to the fact he didn't get the love in the Bay that he probably wanted, he said, I'm gonna just take my power now that I got to deal with Priority, and I'm just gonna go back home and start putting out records down there. And he was competing with Cash Money at the time. So that whole thing, they just blew up, the South. We
and
didn't
so how
blow
was
up.
it working with him?
We're
How was
working
it
with
working
Master
with him and giving him the game?
Well, to give you a funny story, my first introduction with Master P, we went and had a show in 92. We had a show in Richmond, California, where he was living at, in their neighborhood. And we got into it with Master P and them, and Master P and them jumped us. not Master P, like, it wasn't like no, it was more like him and his Richmond niggas against the Frisco niggas. And they was about 300 deep, and we was about 20 deep, and they beat the shit out of us. You know what I mean? Master P, shout out to Master P and them. 2 years later, 94, my name was ringing hard for what I did by putting out all them albums in 1 year. So Master P came and got at me like, he didn't ever say nothing about the jumping part, but he was like, I want to spend some money with you. I like what you're doing. So I produced a couple songs on this first project called The Ghetto Trying to Kill Me. So, once we got together as two individuals, I brought him to my mama house where my studio was at. So it was pretty easy working with him and Silk the Shocker and C Murder, it was like family love, and he began to do compilations and things, you know, following in my footsteps, and it worked for him. So when he moved back down south, you know, we kind of lost contact because he's down south, and he started blowing up even bigger down there with the Priority deal, and then I lost my Priority deal for not cooperating with what Priority Records wanted me to do. But with that, I still got my soul. And that was the most important thing because I can't sign a 360 deal. I didn't want to sign a publishing deal. So they like, shit, if we can't rob you, it ain't no use to work with you because you're not.
Okay, so you prefer to be independent.
Well, I would have been happy doing a major deal. I just didn't want to sign my publishing over because that means you giving up your rights forever. If you do a publishing deal, they own that with you forever. Like right now, somebody who owned the Beatles. Remember Michael Jackson bought the Beatles catalog? That right there, he still own it. Whoever owned Michael Jackson estate, they own the Beatles collection.
Oh wow. Okay, I get that concept.
So me, I didn't want to be trapped in at such a young age. I was only 21 years old. Master P was 27, finna be 28. So he had 6-7 years of, he used wisdom on me. I was using young nigga game hustling. But wisdom is more long distance. Young nigga game hustling is not the same as wisdom. Wisdom is knowing what to do with your game. Having game, you just know how to move with the game, but you don't have the wisdom yet to make it go further. You know what I mean?
And that's how you was able to help and give him the knowledge of what you had as a young nigga game to take it with his wisdom to make something great.
That's exactly what happened. And if you check out any of his interviews now, he always say my name. Well, how did you get started, Master P? Well, I was in the Bay, you know, and I was working with JT and working with E40 and working with, you know, Too Short, and took it to the top. And you know, we proud of P. I'm proud of P for what he did. I hate that he wasn't able to maintain it because that publishing deal that he did, when Priority Records, they used him. See, this the part. They used Master P to blow that Priority Records up. When Master P hit 400 million that one year, that's when they sold the company for 250 million, and then they left Master P with all the debt and all the lawsuits. And now all his music is stuck up under this deal, but he got all them lawsuits. That means Capitol Records ended up buying him out, or not buying him out, but Capitol Records is who bought Priority Records, and then Master P lost his deal, and then, you know, he went on to do other things. But that is why I seen what it looked like when you make hella money and then the white people take your shit. That's why
I'm so glad that you brought that up, because a lot of artists in the game now, they feel like, oh, let me go sign with somebody, let me go do this and that, not understanding everything that goes along with it, like you just expressed. Like, people need to know that.
When you put your name on there, they ask for your Social Security. Your Social Security go for you from your life to your death. So your kids don't control your Social Security if you already signed your Social Security on a contract with somebody. If you did that, that's just a chance you taking it. Now, that don't mean, you know, I was happy to see him make all that money, but people didn't understand. When they promoted how much money he made, they didn't tell you that 400 million mean 200 million in taxes. 40 to 50% off the money that you make, you got to pay taxes. Now, I don't know if Pete paid all the taxes or not, but then when you add in back then, they had cassette tapes and compact discs. When you send it to the store pay you money for your compact discs, for your cassette tapes. But if them tapes and CDs don't sell, they have the right to return them. When they return millions of records, remember Master P was putting out his cousin, his auntie, his uncles. He was putting out everybody, whoever, right? He signed Snoop Dogg. That was a major thing. I introduced Snoop Dogg to Master P. I helped Snoop Dogg get on No Limit Records. People don't know that. When Snoop Dogg fell out with Suge Knight, that was life and death. So Snoop Dogg, when Tupac and Biggie got killed, Snoop Dogg called Minister Farrakhan because he felt like he was next. Minister Farrakhan said, I don't like what I'm seeing with you brothers killing each other. I want all the rappers to come to my house. I was one of the lucky rappers that made it to that meeting, and that's when me and Snoop Dogg connected. That was at a low point in his life. I was still on Priority Records and interacting. Me and Snoop Dogg did a song to give to Master P for I'm Bout It soundtrack. But instead of Master P putting me and Snoop Dogg on there, he like, okay, Jay, I want the song, but I don't want to do the song with you and with Snoop. I just want a song from you. And then I'm gonna just talk to Snoop later, and he ended up signing Snoop. I was like,
Oh
motherfucker,
wow.
that would have blew me up that I'm the guy that me and Snoop did the song for I'm About It soundtrack. But you know, he didn't want to use it. He said, I just want you, Jay. I was like, okay, cool. He gave me 10,000. That's the most I ever got for a song. Then he gave me 10,000 for West Coast Bad Boys with, and on the new one, it had Ice Cube on there. Okay, so Snoop Dogg being, watching, No Limit, the biggest thing. He ain't got no other label that want to touch him because Suge Knight tripping. Then Suge Knight go to jail. Master P had to get Suge Knight $2 million in cash. I know you've probably seen his his documentary on TV where he was like, yeah, Suge Knight wanted $2 million in cash dropped off to some nigga on the side of the freeway somewhere, and that's good history right there, But
so you linked a lot of people together, and you helped a lot of people to transition in the industry just by giving knowledge.
The knowledge
I know you said that, and I know that you said that, Master P, he mentions you and stuff. Did any of these people, that you helped along the way, even though I know you did it out the kindness of your heart, did they come back to you, with gratitude for the things that you've done?
No, when Kevin Gates got out of jail, I'm the first person he signed with. When he blew up, I turned over the record to Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is who signed Kevin Gates. Migos, I put him in their first movie. Young Thug, I put him in his first movie. Me and Gucci Mane, we did the album. I taught Zay Tobin how to make beats. He the only one out of all the stars that I helped that always acknowledge me, that always, interact with me, and in all his interviews, they say, well, how you got started? Well, shit, I hooked up with my bro JT, and he taught me how to work the studio. He taught me how to work the drum machines and how to plug the studio up and put everything together. He always played keyboards in church, but he never been in the studio. So I brought him to my studio, taught him how to run it. And then he moved to Atlanta, met Gucci Mane. I started promoting Gucci Mane for him in California. And then Gucci Mane ended up getting the deal. So Zay Tobin is the only person out of all the stars that I helped. He the only one.
So with that being said, how does that make you feel? I know you're going to continue to go on and do the things you need to do, but how does that make you feel knowing that you helped so many people and they didn't come back with gratitude for the things that you've done for them?
Minister Farrakhan taught me about scripture and about the secular nature of things that happened in the Bible, and they repeat themselves. The nature and history, things repeat themselves. So I found out, I hated my name Joseph. That sounds like a grandpa name. That sounds like an old nigga name, right? So as a kid, what's your name? Oh, my name Marcel, my middle name. I told girls my name was Marcel. I never told them my name. I never said, oh, my name Joseph. But come to find out, Minister Farrakhan said it was something special about me, the way I go take care of my people, lead for my people. And there's things that that's in the scriptures that if we apply them, or if we could see some similarities, the scripture is a guide for you. And I found out, I asked my mama, why you name me Joseph? And she said, well, Joseph is a big name in our family. That's your grandfather's middle name. And then his father's name was Joseph. And then his father's name was Joseph, and my father's name George. But Joseph in the Bible, Joseph was born with talent. Joseph's gift was vision. He knew how to tell you what your future was, or he knew how to assist you. Joseph in Genesis. So when I read that story, Joseph got hated by his own brothers that he was trying to help. They sold his ass out. He ended up in Egypt. They ended up going through a famine. Joseph's gifts, he started using them in Egypt, and the king and them found out, and they was happy about what he knew how to do. Because the king, people would bring their dream to Joseph, and then his job was to interpretate the dream for them, to give them the guidance. So all these rappers that I gave guidance, I say, that's like the dude in the Bible. So I started accepting, I could accept it better. I'm like, well, I'm just really walking I'm a modern day Joseph, because look at all the people God used me to help. The rapper of the game ended up becoming the biggest rapper in California, and then in the United States at one point, under 50 Cent, Dr. Dre, and Eminem. But I'm the one that handpicked them. I said, this the next nigga for California right here. I met him in Compton. I brought him to the Bay. I used my skills to blow him up. And then he got the deal. He act like he didn't even know me. I'm started Black Wall Street, but I let him use it, thinking we gonna work together. He kept it for himself and changed the meaning of Black Wall Street to lift the black people to Black Wall Street Blood Gang. And that's what cursed the movement. That's why he blew up, but he came down. It's not, he came down fast. As somebody selling 5 million records, you the friends with Dr. Dre and Eminem and Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent. But he's an example of what I should never do. Never bite the hand that feed me. Never cross nobody that looked out for me. So people that did it to me, I got the thick skin and I accept it as, this is my part. Minister Farrakhan said it's going to be pain working with black people. You got to have tough skin, because the person you will help, they'll still try to kill you. They'll still rob you. They'll still lie on your head. Somebody you help, the last thing you think is they going to do something crazy, or something that, or cut you out, knowing I needed help too. When you got up, why you don't help me? Cool. Migos became the biggest little rap group. They ain't came back and said nothing. That's okay. I own the masters on all these niggas. That's why I got money right now. I didn't get the fame from them, but I got the masters.
You better say that. You better say that. And that's what people don't understand either, is even though you going on and you making a name for yourself, you don't want to give people accolades that deserve the accolades. If they helped you in the beginning and their name is on that stuff, they still getting paid regardless.
They still get. Did you see that lady named, what's that famous white lady that got all her masters sold for $40 million? Taylor Swift, that's her name, by some dude that she signed with in the beginning, of some dude. And I seen it on the internet, such and such sells the masters of Taylor Swift for $40 million. Now, I ain't heard no Taylor Swift. I don't even listen to that, but I'm saying I'm familiar with her name. But for him to be able to sell the masters all these years later for $40 million, and she didn't get none of that money because she signed that paper with him. She got money from whatever she got, but the masters he was able to sell, and that's what I own with artists. I own visual masters, pictures, and I own audio. So that is what I monetize that stuff, so I can make my money now going into the future. So I didn't get the accolades, but Joseph didn't get his accolades till he got to Africa, where I'm at right now. And now my accolades is keeping me in God's plan. And also Drake, I sent Drake a message to do some movie business with him. I just dropped an album called God's Plan. I feed the homeless. Okay. I feed the homeless. I look out for mamas and babies. I do gang peace treaties. I'm a community. I lift my community. Drake took my song God's Plan, made a whole new song, and then made a video of everything how I'm doing in real life, and blew up even further. He didn't say my name. That's okay, because I really believe in God's plan, because I got it from Minister Farrakhan. God plan mean lift the people. God plan ain't you get rich and then don't go help the people. God plan ain't you make no video, act like you love these black mamas and babies like you did in that video, giving out money and helping them with schools and, doing all that. And then now we don't see you doing that no more. It was just, I'm not knocking Drake. He a hell of an artist. He a megastar. He's great. But that's part of my story though. And I'm letting God's plan take me to the heights of where Mr. Farrakhan told me. See, he very important in my life, because he gave me wisdom that I didn't get from my mother or my father or my grandmother. He gave me black revolutionary, black leader type information, because he said, you all are the real new leaders. You You younger brothers that's doing this music and got these fans and stuff, you got to teach the people the right way. You got to show the people the right way. If you willing to lift the people and take that responsibility on your shoulder, then God gonna lift you in your worst situations and your worst down times. You paying it forward, don't worry, God gonna pay it back. Just don't put no timeline on it. Don't put no timeline. And that's what I learned how to do. Yes, my stomach hurt many days, many years of pain of like, damn, people just use me to get on. Then they act like they don't know me, but I can't be looked at as no dick rider or a nigga that cry about it or making interviews, talking down. If you really believe in God, then you better hold on to your faith and keep believing in yourself. Because I believe God gave me talent that is not regular. I don't got regular talent because I don't got no regular talent. It's clear right now by my footsteps. That's how you could tell what is my history. Like you didn't know. There's certain things you just didn't know. I did the movie with Spike Lee. He taught me how to make movies in 2003. I ended up making Trap Flicks, my own streaming company, which is on its way back. God willing, in a few days, you're going to see me back with my own app with hella movies on my own app, charging per month. And it's my own streaming service because YouTube is telling you what you can say and can't say. Instagram telling you what you can say, can't say. Facebook, you post the wrong thing, they put you on what they call it Facebook jail for 3 days. I'm like, man, I ain't even do nothing wrong. Trapflix is gonna give me my own platform at a time when platforms is worth a lot of money if you have one. I just seen it just block.
And that was the next thing I wanted to transition into is talking about your Trapflix. And because I know that's when I first got on Fix Panamera is through Trapflix, because at the time when I was watching underground bootlegs and stuff like that, I felt like Trapflix, yeah, it was underground, but it wasn't bootleg compared to a lot of these YouTube films and stuff that people was doing. And I think a lot of people now is kind of mocking what you did with Trapflix and trying to do the same thing. So I wanted to get into the Trapflix story, how you came about that, and the transition of that.
Trapflix became, I made, and this how, when I say secular nature, cycles. In 94, I did 10 movies. I did 10 albums that separated me from any producer or any rapper. This young dude is a phenom. 20 years later, is that 20 years? 2014, I do 10 movies in 1 year by myself. I did Independent Game Part 1, 2, and 3. I did Chirac, went to Chicago. I did Big Dog. I went to New Orleans. I made Mousetrap for Snoop Dogg in Long Beach. I made Dirt on My Boots, Part 1, Part 2. Basically, by me doing 10 movies, I solidified myself in the independent hip-hop filmmakers world. And at the end of that, I didn't find a deal yet because the bootlegger, when I drop it, them niggas get all the money. So I said, I'm gonna make me a streaming service. And on December 28th, 2014, I registered Trapflix. I bought the domain name. And then by February 1st, I had my own platform going. That was God playing. And then I hooked back up with Snoop. And then the deal kind of got fucked up. I did Snow on the Blood Part 2. A lawsuit came. Dame Dash, I was helping him with his shit. He stole my codes, made a platform like Trapflix, called it Dame Dash Studio or Dame Dash TV, whatever. And that just, it was a bad taste in my mouth. Bad taste.
Okay.
You know, Trapflix, because I did so many movies. I was the #1 movie maker, period. It didn't matter whoever else was doing it. Wasn't no nigga going inside New Orleans to make no movie. And you definitely weren't going to Chicago. That's why I whooped all the filmmakers. I said, I'm going to go make my hood movies where niggas can't go. Because, nigga, you going to die going up here. Where I'm going, you going to die in Chicago. And you going to die in New Orleans, Ninth Ward, Uptown, Third Ward, Callio, Magnolia, St. Bernard, St. Thomas. That's what put me on the map. They like, this nigga going anywhere to make a movie, right? This guy. So Trapflix, to take my Trapflix to the next level beyond streaming, I went to China and I made 3,000 Trapflix cell phone tablets. And I put my movies preloaded on the tablet. And that's what even solidified me more. I didn't get no fanfare. I didn't get no marketing promo from nobody. I sold all them phones by myself. And I say now that I did it once, I'm going to do it again. But I had to go through it. And in 2016, that was my next phase of Trapflix, is that I made a cell phone. Nigga, P. Diddy ain't never made a cell phone. Snoop Dogg ain't did it. Dr. Dre ain't did it. Jay-Z ain't did it. JT, the first street nigga to go to China by myself with a backpack full of money and go to a manufacturing plant and told them and made me an Android device. Matter of fact, let me see. Do I got that box right here so I can show you this thing? I think I got the box sitting right here. Let me see. Let me grab this because I hate talking about something that's so great. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay.
Y'all got receipts. I ain't no talking here. I made a with 10 movies preloaded on an Android device.
And how much were you selling those for?
$200, $150. Wholesaling them for $100. I bought them for $35 a piece.
Cat. Oh yeah.
I made my own tablet, preloaded. You put your chip in it. You can make phone calls. You can watch movies. It got everything on it that an Android device would have: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything you want to do. And I didn't never go back to do my second order yet, because now I say, man, I'm finna make a Trapflix TV since they got smart TVs, and I'm finna put 100 movies on a TV. That's my next investment. I'm finna kill these niggas. Ain't no nigga made no TV with no movies on it. So that way you ain't gonna bootleg this right here, and I'm gonna have exclusive movies on there that you can only get if you buy my TV. And I put the movies on here that you can only get on this device right here. So
now that's what's up. Now I know with Trapflix it came a lot of headaches, because not only was you going through things, doing the Trapflix, you got shot up and all of that. Of course, I want to talk about that too. But not only that is you are bringing a lot of people into the fold, giving a lot of people that chance of being on one of your Trapflix movies. And I know a lot of them people you ain't working with right now. I ain't seen you posting with a lot of those people lately. So I want to discuss that. And also, I know there was some beef that came out with you and Curtis. And I want to see where that things are with that as well. If it's still beef or is it love? Like, what's going on with that? Talk to me a little bit about, the trials and tribulations of making things happen through Trapflix.
Well, when you the head nigga in charge and you putting up all the money, I hired Curtis Snow. I thought we would develop a brotherly relationship, which it looked like in the beginning, because he had got left behind. He did Snow on the Bluff, and for 6, 7, 8 years, he ain't had no movie until I came along. And I'm like, look, bro, I believe in you, nigga, let's work. Shit, I know how to make movies, nigga, let's do it. And he agreed, and we started working. But I'm the owner of Trapflix. I pay for everything. I'm the director. I got the cameraman. This is my equipment. You just an actor. And his people in Atlanta, they used to always look at him like, damn, JT buying Corvettes and Lambos, and I got Sprinters, and I'm buying houses, I'm buying property. Kurt, what happened? Why? I thought you and JT. Is he robbing you? I never robbed Kurt because we never sold Trapflix to a company. I paid him for each movie. Kurt got in his feelings, and black men's, egos clashing. I'm not even gonna use this time to bash him. I knew I was the nigga, but he was bigger than me because he was on Netflix as a movie star, a street legend movie star nigga. That's why I invested with him, because I seen this is talent that ain't even being utilized properly. Let me tap in with Kurt. Nigga, you a mega star. I took him to Snoop Dogg. I took him to Cali. I took him to all over the country. He didn't appreciate that shit because the people on the bluff like, why is you broke, Kurt? Why you ain't got no car, Kurt? Why you ain't got no house, Kurt? Man, you worth millions, Kurt. Is JT robbing you?
So the tension came from the outsiders putting in their words of what they think it should have been.
Exactly, and he couldn't deal with that pressure coming from his people because I help Kurt more than anything else. Like Drizzle Dollar that got Atlanta Avenue. I taught him how to make movies. That's supposed to be Kurt with Atlanta Avenue right now. But it wasn't meant. God plan said Drizzle is more humble. And I taught Drizzle. Drizzle was part of my first movie, Independent Game, with Young Thug and Migos and Future. He's
I
the guy
remember you took
named
him
Nick.
out of town with you.
And that right there, that's what I said. If Kurt was more humble, he would have learned from me and continued to make Curtis Snow movies. Instead, he get hired to be in movies instead of putting out his own movies. Now that I left from Kurt, you don't see no activity like it was when we was together. He's not exciting anymore. A movie of him just kicking in the door with a gun. Give me your money. Give me the fucking weed. Give me the crack. That only worked for so long. You can't keep giving the fans the same character over and over. So when we did the series Dirt on My Boots, he started getting jealous because he started to realize this nigga named Lox is getting a lot of love in the streets. Lox got swag on here. Like, it's me and you, but I'm not like you, Kurt. I'm funny. I'm gangster. I'm hard. I got swag. And then I started getting bigger than him. And he didn't like that.
So that's where the hate came from. So now, how is it going with y'all relationship now? Is y'all beefing, or y'all just like, you know what, more power to you with what you're doing in life? Like, what is the relationship status between you and him?
There is no relationship. The man went on a goddamn, he went on a fuck JT tour and interviews at the radio station, and the man made so many interviews. I'm like, damn, this nigga, if I'm that bad, then that says, Kurt, you really a lame ass nigga for fucking with me. Cause if you really feel like this, bro, why you do all these movies with me? Nigga, if I'm such a hoe ass bitch ass nigga, and if I'm just a lame ass nigga, why did you do 25 movies with me and 15 of them ain't even out yet? I'm saving it for my streaming service. See, this the case of Curtis Snow sold me his name. I own CurtisSnow.com. I'm finna put out so much Curtis Snow shit on a streaming service called CurtisSnow.com. This is what Capitol Records is doing to Master P right now. Master P, you can still make him say, but he don't get the money. He go to Capitol. So Snow on the Bluff 1, 2, and anything that got to do with Kurt, unfortunately for him, you sold your soul to JT the Bigga Figga, boy. I was smart enough to get a contract with this nigga, and he ain't good at reading the paperwork. He not good at reading the paperwork. That nigga sank over all his rights. He turned over all his rights. Now when I say turned over his rights, he doesn't have nothing going that I'm supposed to come get. Whatever money he go make, that is his money. But the material masters and the name Curtis Snow, I have full 100 right permission through the contract to use his name, his face, his voice, and his image to promote anything I want to do pertaining to his name. So if I have the masters, which I do, then that put me in a position, long-term money. He was thinking short-term, I need the racks right now, because I videotaped him doing the contract with me. I'm like, bro, is you high right now, drunk, or am I making you do this? No. Are you sure it's the contract you want to sign right now? Yes. Do you agree with the price that I'm paying you for this? Yes. I knew that he'd say later one day that I didn't say that, I didn't sign nothing. But JT, being a smart nigga that I am from California, I videotaped that.
Oh, that's smart.
And then I took him to an attorney and videotaped him there with the attorney too. So he can never come back and say I robbed him or stole from him.
So is that why? Because I did see a lot of interviews being done, and I was like, JT not responding to stuff like that. Is that why you weren't responding? Because you knew what's what behind the scenes?
Actually, my YouTube channel got hacked, and I was responding on my Trapflix YouTube, and I had to start another one, Trapflix TV YouTube. And the controversy between me and him, Like that was big across the country. You know, they trying to figure out what the fuck going on, man. I thought y'all, is this a movie? Is y'all promoting y'all new movie? I'm like, in the movie Dirt on My Boots, we start falling out in the actual movie. So when it started happening for real, people didn't know if it was real or fake. When I got shot,
and that was my take on it. That was my take because I watched the movie and I could tell y'all was falling out in the movie. So then when I started seeing stuff online, I was like, this ain't real. Like they doing movies. Then everybody was like, nah, Princess, this is real. I'm like, they in the movie, like they was beefing in the movie. This is just for the next movie coming out.
Nah, this shit for real. That shit is for real. But the thing is, the beef ain't a beef where I'm trying to kill him, he trying to kill me. It's more or less thoughts and opinions. He have his opinion. I don't like JT now. He a bitch nigga. And then my response, Kurt, you signed a contract with me and you trying to save your face, my nigga. Here go my paperwork with you right here, buddy. And here go the video clips, my nigga. It's too late. You already signed, nigga, and I'm not selling it back to you, nigga. You sold Curtis Snow to me, nigga. I own that shit. CurtisSnow.com is worth more.
And you finna drop all them shit.
I'm finna drop it all, baby.
So not only that, look, so you came to Atlanta. Go ahead.
I came to Atlanta September 1st, 2010. I put my first movie out in 2014, January.
Okay, so you've been doing Trap Flicks. Now, you had a Trap Flicks location here, too, because I went to that location for a party one time.
Yes. So that was on Camilton Road, 3638 Camilton Road. Yep.
Okay, and then not only that is, it was something else that you was doing on the streets that really caught my eye is that when you were marketing and promoting your Trap Flicks stuff, you was walking around with that backpack with that big old LED screen on the back of it to promote. Like, how did you come up with these ideas on marketing and getting the word out there?
Well, I was using Minister Farrakhan tactics of, brother, if God bless you with money, you're supposed to use your money to help lift your people. Take care of your family first, but take care of your people too. So I made it over $5 million damn near in Atlanta, Georgia, and I hired all the homeless niggas in the city who was walking around for not doing nothing. I said, I give you $10 a day, hold my big billboards up, and I'll pay you. And that's how I did it. So I put money back into Atlanta. And in return, I got to be famous. In return.
And so you did all of that. So with your Trap Flicks, you did that for years. I remember seeing you go with Drizzle. I think y'all went to Cali or something. You took him to Cali or something with you. And then Drizzle came back, and Drizzle was starting to do his films. But then shortly after that, you ended up going to Africa. Talk to me a little bit about that transition and all of that.
Man. In 2017, I got invited to Africa on a delegation to come and visit a country called Burkina Faso. The whole purpose of the delegation was to invite us to show what their country had to offer, and they was asking for our help to help build the country up. And at the delegation, I'm the one that agreed to really do it. Them other niggas, they just went on a free trip. Them niggas paid for us hotels, food, and first class tickets to Africa. So I wasn't turning that down. When I got there, I built the water well. I went there to make some money, but I ended up spending the money because I seen people was poor and they needed water, so I built the water well. I got blessed for that. I came home a few days later. I had a baby March 26th, and then March 28th, I got shot. A nigga tried to rob me when I went to Four Seasons to go pay to bring food. And then after I gave out the food, I was walking to the car. Them niggas tried to rob me, and I didn't go for it because I'm like, nigga, I just had a baby, nigga. This money in my pocket. I ain't getting robbed. Niggas shot me with an AK-47 and forgot to take the money. Then I survived. I say that was the prayers of them Africans. And when I built that water well, and then from there, I already knew I was gonna go back because I liked it what I seen in Africa. And then 2017, at the end of the year, I went back. 2018, I went back. 2019, I moved there, October 7th.
So and what made you finally be like, I'm moving? To pick up your whole family and move to Africa?
I gave up on Black America. Niggas is all they care about is selling dope and gangbanging, and I got tired of trying to build movements with niggas, and all they end up doing is just turning out bad. It wasn't turning out bad. I'm making progress, but I'm making enemies at the same time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm bigger than you niggas. Boy, I ain't no limited ass nigga. I'm finna take trap flicks to Africa, nigga. Watch what I do over there with no beef, no guns, no niggas with me. I got my wife and my 5 kids. I then came up over here. Then I started Filmo Africa, buying land. Now on 10 acres of land over here. Now I'm
And that's what
selling
I'm
land
talking
to
about.
niggas. Now I'm
That's what I'm
selling
talking about. I see
motherfucking
you
land.
all online talking about selling land, what you building out there. I see your family look like they love it out there. You know,
Loving it.
everything that you building out there. How are you? Here's the thing is you putting a lot of money in. And I see you also working with artists out there in Africa, starting a label out there. So
I
talk to
got
me about all of the stuff you're doing in Africa now.
Yes, I just took my exact duplicate blueprint from America and just applied it over here with no haters involved. And the money started coming in, and I say, boy, they're not gonna see me back in America until 2025.
So it's peaceful. Is it less stressful with the work?
Less stressful with the work, easier to work with the people. The egos it's egos, but they not bad like American ego. I don't need no gun. That's the biggest thing. My wife like that I'm in a place as crazy as Africa might look to people on the outside. Man, it ain't what it look like. They fooled us, man. They try to show us hella pictures on TV of po niggas and bums and shit. And they over here living in mansions and riding in Range Rovers and Lambos and shit. I say, man, Black America gonna find out as America fall, as the economy fall, it's gonna be more killing, more robbery, more hunger, more pimping, more goddamn everything that's evil. People not gonna want to be there. So God is really using me to show the rest of the Americans, hey man, you know we Africans. So therefore, if you tired of this American shit, there's an alternative.
So with the transition, I knew you went to Africa on a business level, trying to level up type situation. But you know, when you first went to Africa, everybody was like, "Oh, he running." You know, that was the first thing that everybody said.
Curtis Snow
How
said
did you say
he
that?
ran me. I didn't like it, but what I said, that's the story of Joseph in the Bible. All his brothers hated him, and then when he got to Africa, he blew the fuck up and blew up bigger than anything. And all the people in the Bible, all his brothers had to come see Joseph at the end of the story, and then he forgives them.
Now that you're there, you're in Africa, you successful. Like, you ain't just go over there and just be playing around. Like, you making things happen on a daily basis, not every once a month you doing something. It's a daily basis type situation. So now that you doing all of that, are there people reaching back out to you from the States like, dang, we should have worked, or I'm looking to do something with you?
Niggas' egos not gonna let them do that. They still talking crazy. Yeah, we ran you out. Nah, you didn't run me nowhere, nigga. I was shooting you niggas. You forgot? I got shot. I didn't get shot for nothing because I was shooting niggas too. Shit. In trap, the nigga Lox and dirt on my boots. You heard what Kurt said in the interview. That nigga start thinking he was the nigga in the movie for real. Nah, I am the nigga in the movie for real, nigga. Nigga, I was in Atlanta. Nigga, I'm in Atlanta in Kirkwood, Edgewood, West Side, Bankhead, Bowen Homes when they was open, the Ninth Ward, Auburn Ave, Hickory Park, Gobby Road.
And
I made a movie in every fucking hood by myself with no California nigga with me, no backup, just God playing and me being a servant to them people. Atlanta loved me like a motherfucker. It ain't no hate from Atlanta. Atlanta loved me.
Nah.
Atlanta made me a millionaire.
Yeah, I agree. And then the fact that you got shot up and you went back to do the movie and put that in the movie.
I told them niggas I'm the truth. If you don't kill me, Farrakhan taught me this, man. Farrakhan say, only Allah could kill you. A nigga can't kill you. That's why I never bowed down to no nigga. And
that's why you still stay true to who you are. Regardless of all of the hate, all of the stuff that people have said about you, you still you. I don't see you online like begging for attention, begging for nothing. You authentically, no matter what nobody say, you big yourself up and fuck what anybody else say. And that's why I respect and like you, because I like people who don't let nobody back them in the corner. Regardless of what's being said, you still elevated.
You know what I knew too? if you niggas don't kill me or the police don't take me to jail before I get on this airplane, I'm finna fulfill the story of Joseph, because Joseph helped feed the people. And that's what I was doing in America. So when I got to Africa, I started doing it here. And my name ringing bells, not only in Burkina Faso, now I'm in Nairobi, Kenya, where I'm at right now, buying me some more acres of land out here. Now I got the west side of Africa and the east side of Africa. I'm finna be bigger than all them niggas put together, because them niggas stingy. American rap nigga is stingy. American rap nigga throw their whole career away trying to keep it real with some niggas like YFN Lucci. Do you know I put YFN Lucci in the game? And he act like he don't know, but it's in the movie, The Independent Game. You see him in the movie, and you see Nut, the nigga who got killed. That's the nigga who put me on in the streets. He the one taught me in Atlanta, hey, bro, I know it look cool out here. Keep a gun on you. These niggas will rob you in point blank second, bro. They'll act like they your friend, and they'll rob you or kill you. Keep that gun on you, Fig. Keep pushing your line, Fig. Make your movies, Fig. Keep hiring the homeless people, Fig. Keep hiring these young gangbangers, Fig. Keep on feeding the mamas, Fig. Atlanta love you, my nigga, but a nigga will try to kill you still.
Yeah, because the more they love you, the more you elevate, the more you're going to get hate, and people going to be trying to get you out of the game because they want to be able to take your name.
Yes, and that's where I defeated everybody. By the time niggas turned around and looked, I'm already in Africa, gone. God removed me from these niggas, and I don't need an American nigga cosign to make it anywhere around the world. I am somebody. I proved it, and I'm proving it every day. That's why I post every day. Progress, new houses, new land, more mamas, more babies, more rice, more water wells. Can't fuck with me, man. I'm a unique individual, man. I'm not no normal guy. I'm trying to fulfill
And
that
I
guy
love what
name.
you're doing out there in Africa for real, because it shows, not only do it show that people from America can go over there and help out, like in the pricing, because you come up and you post the cost of the land, the cost of building, the houses, the wells, and stuff like that. And it's not as expensive as you would think it is to do these things. And for all of these people in the industry who got all this money and say they putting the money here, putting the money there, you looking out for your people, go back and look out for your people in Africa. When you're not having to put as much money in to make something great for them that's going to be major. So when you put
That's
that
why.
first well in Africa and you was posting how they was feeling about getting that well, I was like, wow, that's deep, because it touched their heart so much.
And I didn't charge no money for the water in the well. People who build water wells charge at least 10 cents a bucket or a quarter, or, you know, whatever the price is. My water wells is free. I got 2 of them now. So I like the appreciation of the people. If you give a bag of rice, mamas and grandmamas coming out hugging you about that, because ain't nobody giving out no motherfucking rice. So if it's on your heart to do it, them people over here, they like, you belong to us now. Fuck them American niggas. That's how they looking at it. Like, man, they don't want me to go back to America. They're like, man, you belong in Africa, brother. You fit in perfect with us. You fit perfect to the T. You are truly an African son. You honored the elders here. You helped the youth here. We appreciate you, brother. That's why I ain't been back to America even to visit. I said, I'm not even gonna go
And see,
back and take a chance. I ain't
I
taking no
see
chance of
everything
letting
that
no
you're
nigga
doing.
kill me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Why would you? That would be dumb. Like, I see
Yes.
everything that you're doing there, and I appreciate everything that you're doing there. Not only what you're doing there, is that the fact of, like you said, you took the whole blueprint of what you was doing here, and you're continuing it there. So it ain't like you stopped your momentum. It ain't like you stopped anything that you was doing. You just elevating and adding more to your roster than you already had. So, and with
And
all of that,
and
which is,
also would make this legendary. I'm on a Marcus Garvey blueprint, because I got Americans who moving to Burkina right now to my first compound. I just got off the phone with another mother who just landed, going to get her land. I sold over 50 to 75 people bought land from me. I took that money, I took that money and now I'm putting it on the east side. I say, before I buy a car or Benzes or jewelry or trying to look like a, some type of star, let me buy as much land as I can. When I get to 100 acres out here, I'm going to be worth a few $1,000,000 just off my land business.
Now that's investment, and that's taking chances, because you taking a chance throwing all of that money in it and hoping that it's going to continue to be great. So you're taking chances with your money in your career to not only look out for yourself, but to look out for others, like a whole community.
Yes.
That speaks volume.
Yes. This is God's plan. That's why with Drake stole, all he did was made the name popular, but I'm walking in the footsteps to fulfill it, because God planned. It ain't about how big you get. How many people did you help? How many families did you impact? How many mothers did you help get their shit together? How many fathers did you give hope to before them niggas die and go to jail? And you give them some spark like, hey, bro, you more valuable than dying, nigga, for your block, for your hood. Like Kurt be talking about, oh, I'm gonna die in the bluff. Well, cool. That's what you said. That's what could happen for you then, nigga. As long as dope selling, I'm always have money. Cool. You could keep selling your dope, nigga. I don't want to sell dope. That's why we outgrew each other. I don't want to sell dope, and I don't want to sell pussy. I don't want to be a pimp. I don't want to mac on hoes and all that shit. Man, I got a wife. I got 7 children total and 5 by one woman. Man, I'm not part of that life. I don't want to be a gangbanger. I don't want to kill niggas. I was only shooting niggas because they shot at me first, so we start shooting back and forth at each other. That's the only reason. I didn't move to Atlanta to get in the shootouts. But them niggas was killing their own friends out there. And then when they tried to put me in it, I had to respond as a California nigga from Fillmore, man. I'm from San Francisco. I'm not from Atlanta, but I'm going to rep this west side of Atlanta, though, Zone 1. I'm going to rep this shit because I own land here. I own houses in fucking Atlanta. So that's why I start repping Atlanta, and I say, fuck it, Fillmore, Atlanta. Then I moved to Alabama, Fillmore, Bama. Then I moved to Africa, Fillmore, Africa, because I'm repping my hood wherever I go by myself.
Yep, and I love it, and that's why I wanted to sit down and get this interview with you, because I wanted people to see the transition of everything that you're doing, not just for yourself, but for the community. And I also wanted to see if Trapflix was coming back. So now I know Trapflix will be back.
Hey, so, Lox in Africa acting a fool. I found me some African Curtis Snows that I'm developing. And when they see the new dirt on my boots, people gonna say, oh, he took that shit to another level. Nigga, I'm getting chased all through villages. I'm getting chased on motorcycles. This is a nigga chasing me. The shit crazy, man. It's dope and exciting.
I can't wait.
Yes. So people that thought I was...
coming. You got Trapflix coming. You working on everything you're doing in Africa. What's the next couple of things that you got in transition? What's some things you want people to know about that's up and coming for you?
Fillmore Africa Boys Home. A home that mothers can send their sons before they die, send them to me out here in Africa and come be in my program. If they school age, I put them in school and I'm gonna monitor them and help them. That's my biggest goal now. How many young black boys can I help save before they die out there? How many mothers that got these out of control these young dudes, they don't listen to their mama, got guns, getting high, going to jail, they getting mama house shot up, all that shit. Mama's gonna have a place to send their sons. And that's the conversation me and the woman just got off the phone. She reminded me and said, JT, remember you said that, you're gonna create a program or you're gonna have something for young black boys, and young men to come. Are you still doing that? I say, thank you for reminding me. Yes, I am. And I started, and I posted the footage of my new boys home out here in Nairobi, Kenya. We putting the studio in there, making the movies, we making t-shirts. They won't be out here just hanging out. They'll be out here making progress. And that's my biggest new goal, is to establish that, establish something that's saving a life. Now, if I see these boys fly over here and their mama send them over here, I'm responsible for them. So I'm going to do the job of loving them maybe more than their own father might be loving them, because I want to show them the way, and I'm always keeping God first within whatever I'm doing. So saving somebody's life is more important than how much money I can make, even though I'm making money, regardless.
Yep. Now let the people know all your platforms, where they can find you at, what you got going on.
Okay. Well, Instagram is LoxDboy, LoxDboy. That's my Instagram. And then Trapflix.com is where you'll be able to find my Trapflix platform. God willing, it should be up and running by the first week of February.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you for coming through and doing this interview with me, because I know you be busy. I be seeing how busy you be, and
I ain't too
I
busy
be
for
trying to
you,
lock
though.
you
I'm
in.
not too busy for you, though. I'm not too
I
busy for
appreciate it
you.
for real,
Too
because
Hot
I see
Radio.
everything.
2HotRadio party. Yes, and I'm proud of you too, baby girl. I see when we tried to do it before, you thought I was out there. I'm like, baby, I'm in Africa. But now they came out with some shit called Zoom, and now we zooming right now.
Zooming on into it.
Yes.